to the AFC. The Bills have one no doubt Hall of Famer. We all know who he is, Von Miller. Von Miller is a no doubt lock Hall of Famer. There's no scenario where he doesn't get in. He might be a first ballot guy. He's a lock. People are going to say, Nick, where's Josh Allen on this? Right now, he's not even close, and you can't even put him in the good start category because for a quarterback, there's some benchmarks you've got to hit. He's not either playoff success or MVPs or something. He's not there. So it's just Von Miller right now. The Dolphins are an interesting team here. I believe at this point, Tyreek Hill is a lock Hall of Famer. Tyreek Hill is one of the most notable players of his era. He made an all-decade team. He is a 4-time first-team All-Pro. And absolutely, if you ask the question, was he ever considered the best receiver in the league? The answer was yes. Now, it wasn't unanimous, but the answer was yes. He's a lock. Then there's Jalen Ramsey, who, and this is why Micah's comments are so interesting, where he's like, I want to be one of the best Hall of Famers ever. Jalen Ramsey, through 4 years of his career, looked like he was going to be a no-doubter. Doubt is starting to creep in. He's a 3-time first-team All-Pro, but this year is going to be basically a lost year, which means the next season he plays will be his age 30 season. I have him listed, Jalen Ramsey, in the likely category because he was considered the best corner in the league for a period of time, but he is not a lock, and he maybe deserves to be in the possible category rather than the likely category. He's a tough one. The Patriots have no one. The Jets obviously have Aaron Rodgers as a lock, and that's it. Garrett Wilson, we're not going to even call it good start yet for him. It's 1 year. Quinnen Williams, no. You can't even call it good start yet. You'd have to be even better than he's been. Aaron Rodgers is a lock, and that's it. The Browns have one guy, and he's a hard one to even put in a category. I'm going to call him likely because the guy he's been in the league too long to just say good start, but he hasn't done enough yet for him to be anywhere close to a lock, and that's Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett has 75 sacks in 84 career games. He has been, his sacks by season, 7 as a rookie, then 13, 10, 12, 16, 16, to go along with as far as TFLs, 9, 12, 11, 10, 17, 18. He is a 4-time All-Pro, a 4-time Pro Bowler, but as we demonstrated previously, he has to almost duplicate these last 5 years for the next 5 years to be a lock. He's in the likely category. The Bengals have 2 obvious guys in the good start category, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. They are way too young to put past that, but they're both in the good start category. The Steelers have one guy in the good start category and one guy in the not quite category. The good start category is obviously TJ Watt. The not quite category is Cam Hayward. The Ravens have one guy that's a lock. Know who he is? Their kicker, Justin Tucker. He is a lock Hall of Famer. If you're going to ever put more kickers in, it has to be him. He's a lock Hall of Famer. The Titans have one guy who I think is a likely Hall of Famer. Now, I don't know that his career numbers are going to stack up to the other great Hall of Fame running backs. But what helps him so much is he has the distinction. I was unquestioned the best of my position of my era, and that's Derrick Henry. And because of that, he's not a lock, but to me, he's likely. He also right now is the only person in his entire division that even made the discussion. I'd love to say Trevor's off to a good start. You can't say that. I got to be fair here as far as Hall of Fame goes. The Colts, Jags, and Texans have no one worth discussing. The Titans only have Derrick Henry. And that brings us to our last division. The Chiefs have two dead set... Go ahead, Diora.
Said overtime in the first question.
I know, yeah. I said this one was going to be long, but I think this is a good exercise. The Chiefs have two obvious, no question locks in Mahomes and Kelsey. And I know Mahomes has only started for 5 years. Doesn't matter. 2 Super Bowls, 2 MVPs, 2 Super Bowl MVPs. The only people with multiple Super Bowls and multiple Super Bowl MVPs and multiple regular season MVPs are Joe Montana, Tom Brady, and Patrick Mahomes. He is a no doubt Hall of Famer, and Kelsey's the greatest tight end ever. Chris Jones is a little old for this. I can't put him in the likely category because he's not that yet. I'm going to put him in the good start category, even though he's a little old for that, because A, his numbers are eye-popping, especially that position. B, if the Chiefs win another Super Bowl in the next couple years and they are considered a dynasty, they will get some bonus spots for their players in the Hall of Fame. And Tyreek was only there for one of them. Mahomes and Kelsey, obviously. Chris Jones is the clear-cut guy that would slide into that next spot. Devontae Adams for the Raiders, he's the only person that I even considered. Chandler Jones, to me, is in that not quite category. Devontae, I put as a possible. He's a 3-time All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler. We've talked about how hard the receiver position is. We'll see how much longer he's great for, but we're going to call him possible. The Chargers right now have nobody. Joey Bosa is really good. He hasn't had a Hall of Fame career up to this point. Neither has Khalil Mack. Neither is Derwin James. Obviously not Justin Herbert. And then, maybe, and this is the last one, maybe the most interesting Hall of Fame litmus test on this list, and I have him as a possible, Russell Wilson with the Broncos. Russell Wilson, 9-time Pro Bowler, but 0 first-team All-Pros, 1 second-team All-Pro. And if this era of his career is a disaster, I think he plays himself out of the Hall of Fame. So, there's the entirety of it. You okay, Scoot?
Having a bit of a coughing
I know,
attack.
it's crazy because you haven't had to do anything yet, and you're just out here just dying.
How rude.
I'm just telling you. I mean, you're just out here dying. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.